look good.
Thank you. I know I look good. Thank you.
Hey, look at the guy. What's his name? Kevin Hart.
Okay, interview done. I'm joking. Hey BG Squad, welcome to another episode of the Brandon Gonez Show. I'm your host, Brandon Gonez, and this week, we wanted to take a beat. Seriously. I'll tell you why in a hot second, but before we even do that, quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, do so right now. Hit that notification bell and make sure to follow us on all of our social media. You know, it was just last week that we were talking about how so many people over the course of the past year have found the energy and the courage to take a stand and to take action because of something. But how has your mental been? Like, seriously, how have you been doing? Has anybody asked you that? How's your family members been? How have your friends been? That's what we want to talk about. Wellness, your well-being on this week's episode. So it's time for your voice, for the people, by the people. Boom.
There
Yeah, you a real one. You know, people really been struggling. We hear about it all the time. Everybody writes in, talking about how they're struggling. They got to talk about mental health. Let's talk about that. People's
Let's see how the
well-being.
people are doing.
Yeah, how do you heal? How do you, what's
How
your
are you
outlet?
coping?
How are people coping? What's the biggest challenge you've had to overcome?
Getting used to like being alone and like vibing by yourself. You know, you don't always need someone. You're good alone. You know what I mean?
You know, that kind of just hit me out of nowhere. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
She was born in COVID, you know, so just not being able to communicate with, you know, people and interact the same way as normal. But yeah, we gotta cope.
Probably not being able to hang out with my friends normally.
I mean, not being able to socialize with people.
we have a friend right now.
Just grasping that, you know, like you don't have the freedom that you once used to have. And like, how are you gonna take that and how do you work with it? And like bringing like your outside life inside your home and like just growing as a person
Yeah.
and developing, honestly.
I agree.
In like every aspect.
Yeah. If you could use one word to describe the last 12 months, what word would that be?
Strange.
Strange and
Strange.
insane.
You know, I'm also study in college, so it's strange because we don't have chance meet together with teenager classmates, something like this. Yeah.
Challenging. But everyone else is going through the same thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have a little bit of comfort knowing that other people are going through the same, it's not just you.
Suffocating. Really suffocating.
Oh no, you can't breathe, eh?
Yeah. Literal zero freedom.
Hey, so I actually have two really cool guests that I really want to introduce you guys to. You know, these two guests, they've overcome a lot in their lives. No, trust me, they've overcame. But you know what they also know how to do? Is to heal. So it's time to get open and honest. We are so excited to announce two special guests for this episode. Our first is Rhea Carey, also known as Coach Carey. She is a life coach and motivational speaker. And we have George Laraque, who's a former professional hockey player. I'm so excited to have you both on the Brandon Gonez Show.
Woo!
Thanks for having us.
Happy to be here.
I so wish we could have done this in person because honestly, I feel like we're family now since we've all been part of the new Band-Aid brand campaign. You know, for viewers who may not know, a Band-Aid brand, they came up with these new bandages that have a variety of skin tones, especially the darker ones for us deep chocolate boys and girls. I got them up right here. Which one do you think is my shade?
The middle.
Middle.
Yeah. You know what? I'll go with the middle, but I like to say I'm extra chocolate on the inside too. So.
A little bit above.
At
A little bit above.
at the end of the summer will be the third one.
Yes.
There it
the
is.
extra chocolate.
There it is.
Coach Carey, I'm so excited to also have you on the show. You know, so many people call you coach because you give them that inspiration. But I know part of that started at a pivotal time in your life when it comes to your weight loss journey. And you've been so open and honest about it. So let's get into it. Talk to me about that journey.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you can imagine, it came with many ups and downs and triumphs and tribulations. And, I was 600 pounds. I would go to the gym and people would make fun of me. And that could be really discouraging, but I came up with sort of a mantra for myself. And every day when I would go to the gym, the first thing I would do when I would go change is just look at myself in the mirror and say, embrace where you are today in life, knowing it's not where you have to stay. And for me, that reminded me that I have a choice. I have a choice to do things differently. I have a choice to be better than I was yesterday. And that kept me going, as well as looking at things in smaller pieces rather than saying to myself every day, hey, you should lose 300 pounds. I said to myself, what about 2 pounds? What about 5 pounds? What about 1 pound this week? Just keep it moving.
That's a big one, especially because we've all been stuck in quarantine. And I'm sure you've even heard the phrase quarantine 15.
For sure. And it's impacted me
I'm
as
working
well.
on a quarantine 50.
Yeah, same. I'm less movement, of course.
Yeah, and we have George here on the line, who we know is a former professional hockey player, a fitness geek as well. I'm just going to use that word. But I want to talk about, your past life as a professional hockey player, because let's be honest, there ain't much black people in that sport. So how did you navigate that?
And you're talking about a long time ago, back in the 80s, man, when I wanted to play hockey, my parents were born in Haiti. They came to Montreal, and I was born in Montreal. But when I wanted to play hockey, they knew nothing about hockey. And when they brought me to minor hockey, I started playing. I was the only black kid playing. So the parents, they would call me the N-word from the stands. My parents was like, jeez, what is this sport? What is this? And I was 4 years old, 5 years old. And for the first couple of years, they let me play. But when I was about 7 and 8, my parents wanted me to stop because they're like, this is a bad environment and it's not good. You can't be playing a sport that is a white man's sport if people are shouting names at you. And I was telling my parents, I remember I was 8 years old. I was telling them I can't quit, otherwise they're gonna win.
That story, it makes me feel happy for you that you overcame, but it also makes me feel sad that you had to endure that. Do you share that story often on your social media?
Yes, I all the time. I'm also a public speaker, so I talk I talk about this all the time because not everybody is strong enough, the character, to fight off bad remarks. It's not for everyone. That's why sometimes you need somebody to uplift you, to help you battle through this, because everyone in life has struggle, whether you're black or not. But the thing is that the way that I overcame these struggles, I could inspire people to overcome theirs, knowing that everything is possible.
Yeah, and Coach Carey, I know that you use social media, your social media platforms to get that message out as well.
For sure, absolutely. And, my messaging, very similar to George's, is that it comes from within. We're so often thinking about the external pieces, which always contribute. But that same mantra that I shared earlier always reminds me, and I work with my clients and anyone on my social media, is that, okay, but what is it that is within your control?
Has social media helped you in any type of way?
Not really. It kind of just makes things worse when you think about it.
Everyone usually posts and share their good times, not necessarily the bad. So I think family, close friends, to you can confide in and really, open up to. Those people can give you, for me anyways, that kind of a comfort.
Instagram to gain knowledge and real information, meaning not TV. I've had my TV turned off for the past 6 months, and I've never been happier.
You ever heard about the Brandon Gones show? If you want the realest news, they give the realest news. Seriously, check them out. Yeah. Brandon Gones show, I promise you.
I mean, we both like fashion.
Yeah.
And,
no, y'all pretty stylish.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You guys models or something?
She is.
No.
You give me a little bit of humility out here, right?
We're not trying to brag.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
I feel like it's just personal for both of us. We just post what we want, like our outfits.
Right.
I don't know, just for fun.
There's more surface level stuff.
Yeah, nothing weird.
Okay, that's okay. We've been in this pandemic for over a year now. I mean, how essential do you think social media has become in all of this?
Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just taking a minute to take that in because it's so big.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, obviously, the people interaction has been really rough with COVID. And this is sad because just like Coach Kerry, we really like the connection, talking with people in person. COVID or no COVID, a lot of people were still struggling. But with COVID, it made it even worse. So the coaching and the motivation was even more important because we have to help uplift people through the COVID, but people still have their dreams. So that's why, because of social media and the platform that me and Coach Harry we had ways to communicate to people to help them throughout their struggle.
What about you, Coach Kerry?
Yeah, you know, I agree with that completely. And I think that there's two sides to every coin. And I think that social media has absolutely taken over because we were all almost, put to digital because we had no other option. And that comes with pros and cons. And for a lot of people, it's been great and has allowed them to engage with new people and build their company or their brand. And for some people, they've had to catch up and try to figure out how to navigate this new realm. Or for the older generation, I had to teach my mom how to use Zoom, and now she's a whiz. And I think we all are just navigating how to use it, but also to not get lost in it, because it can get easy to scroll and you think you went on for 1 second and then an hour goes by. And I think right? The trap.
We bees in the trap.
I'm constantly in the trap, and then I have to get out of it. But then I ask myself the same question: what's within my control? Am I following people who are putting out insightful things, motivational things, funny things, or am I following things that are hindering my environment? Because your social media is part of your environment. So I did a little quick clean house, and now people I follow are people like you, Brandon, and you, George, and people who are making an impact. I always say impact over numbers. Let's go.
Can I be honest? I'm glad we can laugh, because we talk about the pandemic, but I feel like it's been a double whammy for people of color, especially Black people, because it wasn't just the pandemic that transpired, right? Like we had this whole racial reckoning that took place. And I feel like, this past week, for example, is the 1 year since George Floyd's murder.
Take your knee off our neck!
How are you both feeling right now? George, I'll start with you.
Well, what's amazing is that for years, we've been talking about, Black Lives Matter in different forms. But the thing is that it was minorities that was always talking about it. And when we were talking about it, people were like, shut up. We don't want to hear about it. There is no problem. But because of obviously technology, now with social media and cameras and everything that is going on now is on the camera, is filmed. So now what's awesome is that with this movement that's been going on lately, it's not just minorities that are talking about it. It's everyone.
Yeah, Coach Kerry, are you seeing that change? A lot of people were doing a lot of talking. Are you seeing that walking?
I'm seeing a lot of talking. I'm maybe not seeing as much walking. And I think the other two things that it showed me was that there's beauty and there's love and there's unity and there's allyship. And on the other side, there's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a lot of people who still don't understand.
How do you heal? If you ever had a bad day, how do you heal? Do you listen to music? Do you dance? You come off as a dancer to me.
I'm a gymnast.
Okay. Oh my God, can you see something?
Gymnastics.
Okay, ready? And on 3, 2, 1, go. Damn. Okay. You get a 10 from me.
Walking, running, that's keeping me busy and for my mental health.
You know what I noticed? No matter what, you continue to smile.
Exactly, man. Smile is free.
Yeah.
And that's kind of you can talk to everybody, smile, make everybody feel better, like you.
Yeah, you make me feel good.
I see you come, I see you smile, so this guy has a nice attitude, that's life's about.
Prayer definitely helps,
Okay.
Prayer definitely helps.
You want to drop a prayer for us? No. On the show? You don't want to bless the show? No. Come on, bless the show. We need blessings.
I do a lot of journaling. I use my crystals.
Okay. Yeah, can I be on your next crystal? Can you affirm that my show's gonna blow up?
You just kind of gotta close your eyes.
Close your eyes and visualize your highest self. Visualize what you want.
Visualize your highest self and manifest what you want from the show.
Yeah. That's always good. Ground yourself.
I'm feeling good, Can I ask you guys a personal question? Have you felt lonely during this time?
Honestly, in the beginning, not being able to go into my work office, you take some of those things for granted, I definitely was feeling it in the first little bit.
Just the uncertainty of like what's gonna happen and what's gonna happen next. That was a big worry for me.
You know, I think this is a powerful moment. I'm gonna tell you why, because I don't feel like we often see like black men or just men of color talk about their feelings in just such a simplistic way. I think there's a lot of people feeling like that too.
What's a personal battle or struggle that you went through, like throughout this? There's the obvious one. Don't hit us with the obvious.
The obvious one of
starting your own show. Don't hit us with that, bro.
No, but it's real. It's a whole identity switch up. You go from something that is considered stable, and to some people it's so magnificent. You do a whole switch up of your role and how you see yourself and how the world sees you. It's like a whole identity change. At the moment, in the moment when you can't really speak to anybody in person, work stuff aside, is what I know what makes, me be. Like, I love music, I love the water. Like, I could probably sit out here by the water all day. Like, I'm hearing music right now and I almost want to dance.
What kind of dances you trying
I
to do?
don't know, I might just pick up a wait, you better like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. That's what the YouTubers do, that's what they do.
You're a YouTuber now.
I don't know what I am, but I'm something. I think it's pretty cool, like we were all part of this campaign, the New Aid Kit campaign, which really focused on healing. And for our viewers, we had to choose an item, that represented healing. And for me, I'm gonna just be honest with you, I spit the facts. Like, I chose a speaker because music, it heals everything for me, mind, body, soul. I can't go a day without listening to music. So Coach Carrie, I wanna start with you. Like, what was your item that you chose?
For sure. Well, since you took the music one, since I couldn't, okay, we'll just talk about that. We'll talk about that later. We'll unpack that later. We'll discuss it.
You have to forgive me, Coach. You have to forgive me.
I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit in the feels right now, but we'll move past it. Music is my vibe as well. But for me, I chose a candle because I meditate a lot. And as we talked about in the beginning, being a coach, I have to give, show up, provide, show up at my best to be able to support my clients and my community. So whenever I get, come home or at the end of a long day, light a candle, meditate, and it allows me to decompress and move through some of that stagnant energy and emotions so that I start each day anew.
A lot of times when I think about meditation, I think like you got to be doing that for like half an hour, an hour.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm just going to keep it real. Like, can we just be meditating for maybe 5-10 minutes?
Absolutely. Okay, me and you were going to do a meditation. George is coming with us. And this is what I always say to people. Meditation doesn't have to be anything more than taking a pause to connect with your breath. So don't let anyone get it misconstrued that that's be an hour and you're going to a parallel universe. Those things can happen. But it's about doing what's best for you. And I think a lot of people, particularly Black people, particularly people of color, have not seen themselves represented in the yoga and meditation space.
That's true.
So this is your reminder that it's for you, it's for everyone. And it could be 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 5 minutes, even for kids.
Coach Carrie, you're stepping onto the altar right now and I'm about to say yes.
Let's go. Amen. Take me to church.
Yes.
Amen.
George, what was your item? Because I know you're feeling it right now as well.
Hey, by the way, I love you guys' item, like the music and the candles. I'm using it and stuff. It's awesome. But as you guys know, I run so much every day because I'm training for my 3rd marathon. So my item is massage balls because with my size, you don't see a marathon runner at 275 pounds. None. Every time I run, I'm in the starting line for the marathon. People are like, are you doing the 5K? I was like, no. The 10? No. 20? No. 42? Are you crazy? Yeah. Everybody thinks.
Hold on, George, repeat that. Because when we were talking off camera, I was like, no, this man is crazy.
Take us through those increments one more time. We haven't.
In Montreal, there's 30,000 people starting on the bridge. There's different distance you could do. And they look at my dossard and it says 42 kilometers. They're like, that guy is nuts. It's too big to do that. Even the organizer told me not to do it. The first year I did it, I had to go to the hospital because I was so dehydrated. I lost so much salt. I needed 16 liters of water, like different soluté in my vein because I was like totally drained out. So anyway, because of my marathon, I have to run between 10 to 20 kilometers every day. So I need to massage my body all the time because the ache and pain when you're that big, every time I run, it's a earthquake outside. I'm sure you feel it in Toronto. So after my run, I'm so tight after my run. I lay down with a massage ball on my body because there's knots everywhere, man. I can't even open the door. I'm like, my legs are tight, my legs
You
are
are
straight.
the door.
I think we should have just a little bit of fun here, okay? So, Coach, you know, you did say that we should do a bit of meditation. So why don't we just do it right now? Can we just do a quick one right now?
Of course.
Yeah? Okay.
She ready,
All right,
ready.
so we're
here in our. Ooh, I love when she ready.
She ready,
Oh,
ready?
yes. Let's go, Coach. Let's go, Coach. Let's go, Coach.
All
Okay,
right.
so give us a quick exercise that we can do, especially for people who are at home watching. Like, what is one that they can do?
Okay, amazing, perfect. So I just want you to take 3 deep breaths, if possible. Close your eyes. And you want to really think about having each breath being in through your nose and out through your mouth, if possible. If there is a breath formation that works best for you, then you're welcome to do that as well. We're going to take 3 breaths at your own pace.
Coach Gary, this was
Yeah.
amazing because my mind's always going a million miles an hour. And during this time, and I wish I did longer, I didn't think about anything else I have to
Yes,
do because every
okay.
hours I have to do stuff now, just relaxing. And I got to do this more often because I'm
I
so
got you.
hyperactive. Always forget to take time for myself like this.
And it allows you to reduce your heart rate that it regularly is at as well. Just quick, I love psychology, so this is just a big one. But for the people who stress impacted the most were the people who thought stress impacted them the most.
Are we best friends now?
I
we all
think-
best friends?
Did we just become best friends? Yes. I'm ready.
Oh my gosh, Coach Carey, George Larac, thank you both for joining me on the Brandon Gona Show. Promise me you'll be back.
100%.
Anytime, brother, anytime.
I'm reaching
Thank
out.
you.
I'm reaching out, sending you all goodness, and hopefully we can do
Hugs.
this in studio once COVID is
100%.
done.
No, these guys were funny, eh? These guys were a vibe, and we love a vibe here at the Brandon Gona Show. And I love that we got to talk about healing and how to really recover during a time like what we've witnessed, you know, over this past year. By the way, BG Squad, we want to let you know that if you have any news stories that you want us to follow, hit us up, news@BrandonGonaShow.com. And you know, we say this every single week. We love you for watching, but before you go, you know what you got to do. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. We'll see you same place, same time next week.